Really terrific news to head into this weekend with the announcement that Jimmy Kimmel will be joining Stephen Colbert on the unemployment line very, very soon, because ABC, they haven't quite fired Jimmy Kimmel yet. Let's go ahead and keep that in mind, okay? Nobody's actually been canceled, okay? Oh my God, this isn't cancel culture run amok. Oh, we'll just go ahead and pierce that veil. Throughout the course of this video, ABC is indefinitely suspending Jimmy Kimmel's talk show from airing after his comments about Charlie Kirk. Yeah, because here's the difference between what the left is trying to characterize as, oh, the right is now weaponizing cancel culture. Funny that you admit that you guys were running roughshod over the past decade with cancel culture, but that's interesting, right? Look to the lengths to which these freaks on the left are getting fired, canceled, suspended, what have you, whatever terminology you want to use at this point in time. Look to the lengths that they're having to go in order to inflict just a teeny tiny bit of that same wrath. Are they making jokes, or are they being slanderous and libelous? Are they calling for conversation? Are they making apt comparisons with other instances in history? Or are they openly and vociferously advocating for murder and violence? I'm just wondering if they can differentiate what is going on here, or do they all just see it as exactly the same? Mostly because I kind of think that they love being victims, and this is giving them the perfect opportunity to just wallow in their own self-pity. Because for years, Jimmy Kimmel, alongside a lot of those other late-night talk show hosts, have been just simply peddling leftist propaganda. They have been lying to everyone's face, and this just happened to be the straw that broke the camel's back. That's what this entire Charlie Kirk assassination situation has really brought to light. This is finally that, well, for the lack of a better term, this is the turning point. And now you're just seeing companies not even enforce the flip reverse of that same morality that caused so many cancellations. Because comparing this to the likes of, oh, I don't know, Gina Carano, with an Instagram meme saying, hey, yeah, we probably shouldn't persecute, our neighbors and shit like that. The government has tried pushing that stuff before, and it didn't end up working out all that well, and she ends up getting fired from Disney. Interesting how they play into this as well, because Disney, as you know, is the parent company to ABC. Or, well, somebody I think we're going to talk about next week, because kind of want to let that situation percolate, because there is so much information, so much spinning off of this right now. But you had Roseanne Barr, who came back and revived the Roseanne show, and it became an absolute ratings juggernaut. And because she got all pilled up and hopped on social media and made a joke about a congresswoman who looked like an actor in prosthetics on Planet of the Apes, I think that was the joke that was out there. I don't even remember. It was just so tame and timid. She was making a joke, and yeah, she got fired from the most successful show, I think, on television. Or even Colin Moriarty. You remember Colin Moriarty on A Day Without Women, like a decade ago at this point in time? He had the audacity, he had the nerve. Oh my God, can you believe the most hateful thing that he would tweet out? A day without women, peace and quiet, something to that effect. And he got canceled, he got fired for a joke. So no, just like how leftists over this past week and change have been saying it's political violence on both sides that needs to be denounced, I am not seeing equal reaction. I am not seeing equal punishment, because is Jimmy Kimmel or was Stephen Colbert, were they debanked? Because they said, go out there and make your voices heard very patriotically, very peacefully, but very patriotically. But remember, we need to be peaceful. Did they get removed off of all social media platforms? No, I don't think so. They just ended up losing their comfy, cushy gigs. Not even outright fired, because that's not what Kimmel's dealing with right here. Indefinitely suspended. So he's still getting paid, or he'll at least get paid for the rest of his contract. Same as Stephen Colbert. You remember, he can ride out the rest of that show. It's still airing. Nobody watches it, but you can still watch it. It's being aired out there until May of next year. They just simply aren't renewing contracts from shit that doesn't make a profit. This is just, it's as much as this Charlie Kirk situation is a turning point culturally, it's very much an opportunity for a lot of companies that are losing a lot of money to stop a little bit of the bleeding. But okay, preamble aside, what did Kimmel say to get this suspension? Well, I played the clip of it. I forget what video it was, but yeah, just the statements right there. We had some new lows over the weekend, so I think that this was probably a week ago. Funny how time flies. With the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it. The information was out there at the time, and it ended up being confirmed at the beginning of this week that everything that he said, and he knowingly or even his writers knowingly knew that they were pushing falsehoods. They were lying to you. They were lying to the audience, and they finally got called to task for it. But yeah, this is similar, okay, in the fact that ABC decided to suspend Jimmy Kimmel Live. Quite analogous to the first video we did on the day in regards to South Park and their, delay. Oopsie daisy, we couldn't get things done. Sure, that's the case. We'll go with that one, right? But we knew that, even if they had a spicy plot line regarding Charlie Kirk or some other right-wing influencer, we knew that Charlie Kirk, with his parody earlier in the season, I liked that. He endorsed it, he reacted to it, and he embraced it. But what about his take on Jimmy Kimmel? Well, it's a little bit different because, as it appears, like, Charlie Kirk, he's kind of an OG Jimmy Kimmel hater going all the way back to 2017. So yeah, not exactly a lot of love lost in this situation, right? But Piers Morgan of all people, is bang on with his assessment of the situation. Jimmy Kimmel lied about Charlie Kirk's assassin being MAGA. This caused understandable outrage all over America, prompted TV station owners to say they wouldn't air him, and now he's being suspended by his employers. Why is he being heralded as some kind of a free speech martyr? Well, yeah, exactly, because if the shoe was on the other foot, well, I mean, you take a look and you remember when Kimmel's audience cheered when Tesla stock was down, and he smugly called for more Tesla attacks. Yeah, exactly, huh? Calling on and endorsing more violence. Or what about when a similar situation happened back in 2023? Jimmy Kimmel celebrates Tucker Carlson getting fired for reasons that have never been explained. But yeah, he's out there celebrating, but he's out there behind the scenes allegedly going nuclear, throwing absolute fits, and well, I mean, you put you so stupid, I don't know what to tell you. But Kimmel, yes, has exploded in anger after ABC abruptly pulled the Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air this week following his divisive misinformation about the man who allegedly killed Charlie Kirk. According to the bombshell Daily Mail report, insiders described the late-night host as absolutely fucking livid and determined to sever ties with the network permanently. But the Daily Mail cites unnamed insiders who say Kimmel is enraged, holding crunch meetings with ABC executives and actively seeking ways to break his contract with the network. One source claimed Jimmy is pissed about the decision to suspend him in his show and that he isn't going to take it lightly as he's actively looking for ways to get out of his contract. This is the last straw, and Jimmy is now looking to forever break his relationship with ABC forever because he thinks that he really is something. I guess he does buy his own bullshit, because here's the thing, okay? Like I alluded to it earlier, and we talked about this before with the Stephen Colbert situation. Is like, bro, you are not as popular as I don't know who's telling you are. You're the only person believing your own hype, because if you simply just take a look at the ratings, ABC's Jimmy Kimmel Live, hemorrhaging viewers over the past decade, lost 72% among the key demo. So if he thinks that, I don't know, maybe he can strike while the iron is hot, get out of his contract, move over to, but I legitimately don't know, start up a show, do a YouTube podcast or something like that, and yeah, your first episode will probably be great, but just go ahead and ask Don Lemon how that ended up working out for him, because you're about that level of talent, and you'll have that level of stardom after you're done being propped up by a big network and an entire battalion of writers. But Jimmy Kimmel Live has seen his ratings drop significantly over the past decade, as the program averaged 2.4 million viewers in 2015, which was trash back then. It's even worse now, and it's obviously, well, and yeah, it's provably worse than Stephen Colbert, which is kind of saying something, and has been trending downward ever since. Kimmel's program averaged 2.2 back in 16 and 17, fell to 2.1 in 18, dropped 1.9 in 2019, and sunk to 1.8 in 2020. 1.8 when everybody was kept at home, when all of your fucking freak, sycophantic audiences were just too scared to go outside without wearing a hazmat suit and oven mitts, and by 2021 managed only 1.5 million nightly viewers. Kimmel's 2025 average viewership of 1.7 million, which it's actually gone up, good for you, is down 37% compared to 2015 totals. However, the decline is even more significant among the advertiser-coveted demographic of adults aged 25 to 54. Jimmy Kimmel Live averaged nearly 1 million viewers among the critical demo in 2015, but plummeted to only 261,000 in 2025. The ABC late night program shed a staggering 72% of the audience, 25 to 45. I think Tim Pool tweeted out something where it was like 164,000 in the 18 to 45. But yeah, coveted 25 to 54, depending on whose metrics you're looking at. It's either the 18 to 54 or the 25 to 54. But still, he's in the absolute shitter when it comes to that stuff. So yeah, ABC, in the case of Colbert, CBS, they were looking for opportunities to shed these really expensive, not performing shows. He's a fucking hack. He's always been a fucking hack. Don't try to act like this is cancel culture run amok. This is simply, you lied, you knowingly lied, and we're not going to take it anymore. So you got Sinclair Broadcasting, okay, reaffirming that no, this wasn't the big bad FCC, which now everybody's saying, oh my god, this is state mandated, just because Trump came out and said, Jimmy Kimmel, I said he was gonna get fired, and guess what, now he's fired, he's gone. It's Trump being hyperbolic. Big shock on that one. But they're out here trying to say that the FCC is the one clamping down on free speech. Well, Sinclair says Kimmel's suspension is not enough, calls on the FCC and ABC to take additional action, letting you know that yeah, the FCC hasn't done anything. ABC, yeah, just simply suspended, not fired. No divisive statement saying that, oh yeah, we abhor the comments that he made and we wish him well in his future endeavors, but we are no longer working with him. No. Sinclair's ABC stations to air a special, yes, in remembrance of Charlie Kirk during Jimmy Kimmel's live time slot on Friday. I would imagine, like, when we get the numbers for that next week, they're probably going to be higher than any recent and maybe any edition ever of the Jimmy Kimmel live show. But yeah, man, you had Sinclair Broadcasting, then you had Nexstar, who is the parent company, or rather the United States' largest broadcaster, denies, yes, a Jimmy Kimmel suspension was due to the FCC pressure. So stop with this bullshit. Leftists are supposed to be the ones that are, oh yeah, follow the science, trust the experts. There you go. Hey, practice what you preach, fuckers. Nexstar, the nation's largest station owner, denied on Thursday that it pulled Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air due to pressure from FCC Chairman Brendan Carr. The company announced the decision hours after Carr threatened to take action against ABC affiliates over Kimmel's comments about Charlie Kirk's killer. Carr also urged affiliates to preempt the show. Asked whether Nexstar's decision was in any way influenced by Carr's remarks, Gary Whiteman, the company's chief communications officer, said no. But all right, cool. So we got all that information that's out there. But how's Jimmy's very select audience taking the news? About as well as you'd anticipate they would. Disney faces protests from benching Jimmy Kimmel amid pressure from the FCC, station affiliates, and Trump. Yeah, because this will be their cause du jour over the weekend, and then by the time Monday rolls around, they're already going to forget exactly what happened. Because, yeah, when it comes to protesters that are out there, okay, so you got SAG-AFTRA publicly condemning the decision to suspend the Kimmel show. Democracy thrives when diverse points of view are expressed. Fucking L. When were you, huh? What was the SAG-AFTRA statement that came out and condemned when it was revealed that the White House was pressuring Facebook and social media and other broadcasters to go out there and push a lot of coof disinformation in 2020 and 2021. Where's your diverse points of view, huh? Where was your censorship claims then? The decision to suspend airing Jimmy Kimmel Live is the type of suppression and retaliation that endangers everyone's freedoms. But again, you were also deathly silent when it came to anybody wanting to discuss the election results from the 2020 presidential election, huh? Interesting. Very interesting. Yes, you got what the likes of, oh my god, fucking midgety Brian Krasenstein, Boycott alert, Disney, ABC, just caved to pull Jimmy Kimmel for political reasons. Nexstar, which owns CW, 20 plus local ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox stations, is part of the same machine. Brian Taylor Cohen, Sia Hulu, Stupid Joe from Jers, oh my god, when he's not too busy trying to beg for rent money. Boycott everything affiliated with ABC and Disney. Brooklyn Dad Defiant. Fuck, I haven't seen that hag in a long time. And Keith Edwards. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because it wasn't that long ago when you said boycott Disney. You're a racist, sexist bigot. That's very interesting how now all of a sudden it's this big political cause. There's also some good news coming out of this because Damon Lindelof says he will not work for Disney until Jimmy Kimmel is reinstated on his show. Well, to be completely honest there, Damon, I don't really think anybody was knocking down the door to get you to work on anything, so I think we're all going to be fine. But yes, I've seen the likes of Tatiana Maslany, who's apparently coming back as She-Hulk in Doomsday, also have a post, I think it was a story on Instagram or something like that, boycott, Disney, ESPN, cancel your subscription, whatever the hell is shit like that. But yeah, I'd imagine these are going to be coming out thick and quick over the weekend, but this just sums it up perfectly. Every major talent that works for ABC and Disney should refuse to show up for work until Jimmy Kimmel is reinstated. Marvel movies need to be shut down. Maybe that's why they were trying to wrap up production on Doomsday so quickly. Anyways, ditto the sitcoms. Collective boycott. Corporations love money more than anything, and this will really harm them and force them to do the right thing. And then literally right underneath of it, Employers have the right to hire and fire whom they choose, right? Republicans. They can't force bakers to bake cakes for gay couples, and they shouldn't force Disney to employ Gina Carano. Oh, how the turntables turn tables now, don't they? It's just so funny. It's so funny what hypocrites these fucking morons end up looking like. But yeah, liberals claiming to boycott Disney Marvel over the Jimmy Kimmel situation. But here's the thing, man. We went over the facts. Nobody's watching your stupid show. It's probably costing millions, just like Colbert was. And this wasn't a distasteful joke. This wasn't an attempt to be funny. You knowingly and willingly pushed a lie. So boo fucking who. You're still getting paid. You're not getting blacklisted because of your political opinion. No. If you eventually do get out of your contract and you're looking for work elsewhere, you're not going to be blacklisted for any specific Trump-related reason. You're just going to be blacklisted because you lack fucking talent. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.